Things are not getting any better for the White House and this relentless Epstein scandal. And now, the fired Epstein prosecutor has just blasted Trump in a brutal open letter. Now, it's no secret, America is entirely furious over the handling of the Epstein files after Donald Trump claimed there were no Epstein files. However, while the nation is enraged about this specifically, Trump and his administration are quietly dismantling other vital programs that protect children.
I'm totally with you. The same thought has been running through my mind. I mean, Trump did not campaign on throwing 14 million Americans off of their Medicaid health coverage. And again, that's going to hit a lot of Trump's people as well as a lot of Democrats and independents. But the point is, it's hitting Americans. He didn't campaign on that. He did campaign on releasing these files. He should at least keep that promise. But in a larger sense, we've got to look at what this administration has done with respect to human trafficking and the protection of children. They dismantled 69 different programs, defunding them through the Department of Labor that were meant to combat human trafficking and child labor around the world. They have dismantled all kinds of programs at the Department of Justice, at HHS, and other agencies that were designed to protect people against human trafficking. So we're talking about child scandals, not just the Jeffrey Epstein one, but the kind that we've seen at Michigan State, at Ohio State, in the Boy Scouts, in all these churches. All of these things are taking place now, and they're making it much easier for the predators to get away with it.
Okay, so I guess protect the children was just a campaign slogan, just like Make America Great Again. But it's getting so bad now that Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, some of the biggest names are all calling on Donald Trump to release the files and to stop beating around the bush.
You talk about this, I'm going to excommunicate you. Well, you're not the Pope, bro. I mean, you're not speaking from the throne ex cathedra. When Trump starts behaving like that, it starts getting into cult territory. And I bet, since I talked in the first hour and said I'm not in this cult, if that's what it's turning into, I bet there's already news articles about it. But I went on to say Trump is not a cult yet, but behavior like this starts going down that road.
And if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam. When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were.
But now things just got worse. That's right. The fired Epstein prosecutor has just blasted Trump in a brutal open letter. Take a look at this. In a blistering open letter released just hours after her sudden firing, former Epstein prosecutor Maureen Comey has issued a stark warning to her former colleagues and a direct rebuke to Donald Trump's Justice Department. Comey, who played a key role in securing justice for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, was abruptly terminated this week as the Trump administration continues to stonewall the release of Epstein-related files. Her response? A powerful and public letter calling out what she describes as creeping authoritarianism inside the Department of Justice. Here's what she wrote. We are told to operate without fear or favor. We have entered a new phase where without fear may be the challenge. If a career prosecutor can be fired without reason, fear may seep into the decisions of those who remain. Don't let that happen. Fear is the tool of a tyrant, wielded to suppress independent thought. Instead of fear, let this moment fuel the fire that already burns at the heart of this place. A fire of righteous indignation at abuses of power, of commitment to seek justice for victims, of dedication to truth above all else. Comey also reflected on her decade of service at the DOJ. In my 10 years at the Department of Justice, my goal was making sure people with access, money, and power were not treated differently than anyone else, and making sure this office remained separate from politics and focused only on the facts and the law. Fear was never really conceivable. The letter is a not-so-subtle condemnation of Trump-era leadership, particularly Attorney General Pam Bondi, who has repeatedly refused to release Epstein documents, even as pressure from the public and Trump's own base continues to mount. Former Westchester DA Mimi Rocah, who supervised Comey, praised her courage, writing, "Maureen Comey was the lead prosecutor on the only case to get justice for the Epstein victims. She had the courage to take on a hard case that many wouldn't have, and she succeeded. That's the story. Period." As backlash against the DOJ grows, this letter may be just the beginning of an internal reckoning over the weaponization of fear and the silencing of those who dare to challenge power. At the end of the day, Donald Trump truly is operating on fear and fear alone. He instills fear in his voters to get his way. He instills fear in the people around him to force them to comply, and he instills fear in all of America to make them more likely to accept his insane solutions. Donald Trump will go down in history as the fear president. He didn't make America great again. He made America fearful again.